Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the coloring first. Some people did ask to see how I color. By no means am I an expert. I'm very beginner in coloring, but I think I did a great job on these. The four that I've already colored, I stamped them with the Mossy Oak ink pad, but these four I'm going to stamp it with the Memento Black ink to see how I like it. Memento Black ink will be back in stock on March 6th, but you can also use the Stays On ink or any black ink that you have. Okay, so the blends that I used are Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Granny Apple Green, and Soft Suede. Okay, so all four of them, of these ones, got the dark Mossy Meadow, but I'm going to use light Mossy Meadow for these other ones. Just to see the contrast. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead, and I'm not worried if I'm in and out of the lines, because we're going to cut these out. So here we go. Okay, so those two I'm going to do in light, and the other two I'm going to do in dark, just to see. I kind of like the dark better, but that's okay. I will leave the light ones with the, what I'm going to call the girls. Right? Okay, so let's see here. So very simple. Anything that goes inside of the avocado, you could just blend it. Okay, so for the boys, or the ones that's going to be on the left with the pit, this is what I did. I took my Old Olives. I'm going to start with the Old Olive Dark, and I just traced the Old Olive Dark around, and a little bit around the pit. Just a little bit. Okay, that's all I did. And then I'm going to come in with the light and just color over it. Typically I do long strokes because that's just how I was taught to color way back when I did coloring for teachers, but when I went to a Copic marker coloring with Sean from Scrappy Boys, and also I watch Sweet Sentiments, they do short little flicks, so it's really your preference. So I'm kind of just doing both. So first I did kind of longer strokes just to get the color on there, and now I'm going through with shorter strokes to blend that color and to give it a little texture, right? Because avocados have texture. So the more you color, the better it blends. Okay, that's all I did. Yes, my markers are still in their original bags, and they're just in a bucket because I don't have room to put my, I bought the blend stackers from Stampin' Up. I just don't have any room to put them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do my avocado pit. So I'm taking the darker soft suede, and I'm just going to go around just like that. Okay. So my girl, or the one that didn't have the pit, she has some soft suede on her section too. So this one I just kind of did just really messy because I just want it to blend in to kind of look like what I think where an avocado pit would have been. It's just darker green. I don't think it's all the way brown. So that's what I did. And then for the boy one, I just took the light soft suede and just blended it in. Okay. That's it. Alright. So for the non-pit side, we are going to use Granny Apple Green, which is a very bright green. So this one you need to blend very well, because you don't want it to look like a Granny Smith apple. We want it to look like an avocado, right? So again, I'm just taking the darker. Now this one I'm putting a thicker line because I want some, you know, the majority of the darker color. So as you can see, almost all of it has the color. I'm not filling the light mossy meadow, so I'm gonna go and put the dark on there, on the rim. It looks gray. And I don't want a gray avocado. I wouldn't eat a gray avocado. Okay, there we go. Alright, now I'm gonna take, okay, I guess that was the light. I don't know what I did. Well, I'm gonna take the light Granny Apple and again, go over it. Just blending away those harsh lines. That's what I love about these blends, because they really do blend. You can make any type of coloring mistake and you can fix it. And the more you color over it, the darker it's going to get. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a lighter color. I want this darker color, and so I'm going over it. So I just went over everything, including the pit space. And just short little strokes blended in. I'm going to go over the pit again. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with this dark Granny Smith, and I'm going to go over that pit. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit more brown to these ones. I think I'm going to actually just kind of go in like this. And then blend it out with my, the dark one. Was that dark? Okay, so the only quibble I have about these blends are the lid colors are not true to the actual marker color. And it's very hard to tell which one's light or dark in some colors. Like the Granny Apple green, it is so close. It's very hard for me to tell. But I rather have that quibble than the markers not work, right? Alright, so, and then I think when I get my craft room set up, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put dark and light on two separate sides, so I know, you know, which one's dark, which one's light. I don't know. Alright, so stamping little faces. That one I got a little carried away with the pressure. So he looks a little mashed, but that's okay. Alright, and that's it. The little face does come with the stamp set, which I didn't show you because I was coloring. So here's stamp set. Okay. Now all you're going to do is cut them out and put it together. Okay, so I decided to do vertical cards. This is where you cut your paper at 4 1/4 by 11 and you score it at 5 1/2, so it opens top to bottom. I'm doing 2 on Mossy Meadow, and 2 on Basic White, formerly known as Whisper White. Okay, so I use the stitch rectangles, and I have a stack of stitched rectangle layers because I like these for my card insides. So let's go ahead and work on that. You're going to need your glue, your tape runner. I prefer tape runner when I'm working on white. So that's what I'm going to do. Whatever tape runner you have, The Stampin' Up! Tape runner, once I learned how to use it, was good. But I think it's latex based because it made my hand kind of itchy. So I'm just not going to use it. But it is a good product, in my opinion. Okay, so made sure there was no overhang. Now, when I saw this card, it made my clean and simple minimalist heart so happy when I saw this white on white and just simple, simple design. Okay, there's too many lines here. My eyes didn't know where to focus. Okay, so we have that. And yes, I chose to do 4 cards at once just to kind of show you that, you know, it's easy. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all 4 of my layers. Okay, I just want to show you how my desk looks when I'm making a bunch of cards. So this is my light, but look at over here. I have everything all prepped out, stuff I need, my checklist. My desk is just a hot mess. And that's the other side. So that's how the magic is made. Right? Okay. So I have my inside and my outside layers all prepped. So all I have to do is make sure there's no overhang and lay it down, smooth it out. And just kind of do the same with the inside layers. So that's all you're going to do when you're putting your layers together. Let me just show you one more on the darker paper. So you're going to layer it, erase any of overhang glue. Open it, do the same thing. For me, it's easier to put the card bases on straight when my card is crooked. I don't know. I craft in chaos, guys, okay? There you go. See, perfectly straight. I don't know. I don't know why I have to craft like that, but I do. Okay, it took me about 3 minutes to add the rest of those cards. So now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and flip over all of my little avocados, and I'm going to use my dimensionals, which I was not prepared. Dimensionals, hello. Here we go. I'll just grab a new sheet. Nope, those are the minis. Okay, so I just used a large dimensional with a small dimensional, and what we're going to do is just go ahead wherever you want floating in the sky. You're going to put your 2 little avocados. I probably should do the sentiment first, huh? Okay, so the picture that I'm following is from Instagram. It is Lovely Stamping by Helen de Briegen. And she has Holy Guacamole, which is this one here, but she masked off is the It's Your Birthday part. So I'm going to do the I Love You. I think there was an I Love You or Love You or something on here. Maybe not. That's okay. Let's do You Spice Up My Life. For some reason, I really thought it said, maybe I was looking at a different stamp set. I'm going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow. That is my favorite green out of all of them. And I'm not really a huge green person. I typically don't craft with green, but I really like this one, so. Alright, so I'm just going to go right underneath. You Spice Up My Life. Straight down, straight up. Okay. So So I'm going to do 2 with this You Spice Up My Life. So now for this one, what I'm going to do is stamp first, straight down and straight up. Okay. Then I'm going to use a different sentiment for the other ones. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our one with the pit, one without the pit, and we are going to get our Real Red blends, the dark one, and we're going to draw a little heart. That's it, just a cute little heart. Here we go. And if you want to make some details on that heart, just take any black pen that you have. I do have the black Stampin' Up markers, but it's not near me right this second. So I'll just use this black pen and just make a little definition around that heart. And that's it. How super cute. I'm going to decide which sentiment I want and then do that one too. Okay, well first I'm going to stamp something on the inside, because if you follow me regularly, you know that I have to have an inside layer. Even if it's white base, I have to have that white layer. I just feel that it makes the card a little bit more sturdy. That is my thing. So on the inside, I'm going to stamp Holy Guacamole. Now you can use sticky notes or whatever you want. What I'm doing is just using a regular piece of clear tape so you can't see it, and I'm just covering that. Let me make sure this works, because I feel like the ink may stick to the tape. So I'm not going to try it on my cards. I'm going to try it. This is not even the right sentiment. Yeah, see, it's going to leave you that line. So if you don't want that line, then definitely use a sticky note. But I kind of like that line. So I'm going to get the correct sentiment that I want, and I'm going to see how that looks. Okay, in the end, I decided any masking technique was entirely too messy for me. I did try the tape. I didn't really like the line at that point. And then I tried masking tape, which Stampin' Up does sell. Again, it was too messy. The green is super messy. It just was not for me. I got ink on my hands. It was too much. So what I ended up doing was I just stamped and cut it out. That was the least messy option for me. I tried the Post-it note. It just, like I said, for me, this was the least messy, and I can't handle messy. Some of y'all can. I just cannot. So on the inside of my cards, it's going to say Holy Guacamole, which I think is hilarious. My son used to say, Holy Guacamole, big truck. But that's not what it sounded like, because he couldn't say his T's. His T's came out like F's. And so, yeah. You know. That's what it was. Alright, I have a missing thing here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, because I want a little extra, I'm going to go ahead and stamp on the little pot of guacamole. Now I do have to admit that I have never eaten guacamole. I've never tried it. I have zero desire. Well, first of all, I don't like avocados. And second of all, it just does not look appetizing to me. So you will not see me trying it. I might be missing out. I don't know. But if it doesn't look appetizing or smell appetizing, I am not going to try it. And I don't get peer pressured either. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that with my black ink, and I'm going to color it in on both of them. Okay, and the other two cards I decided to put the holy guacamole on the outside and just color the little guacamole on the inside. So very versatile. You can change it up how you want. So I love these cards. Now I did put my timer on from start to finish so you guys can kind of get a real time. It took me 32 minutes to make these 4 cards. That is, you know, you guys get to see what 20 minutes of it, but it was total 32 with all the coloring that I did off camera. Me trying to do the masking technique and all that business. So they really don't take that long. Once you get your design, you're good to go. I really didn't have a design for this. I was just looking at something I saw on Pinterest. So even with that, it was 32 minutes. So not too bad. And now, you know, you could probably make about 10 more in 30 minutes if you, you know, if you color fast or whatever. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.